Hello, everybody. So I have a lot of clients, and as you go through the healing process with them and learning their different lives and their paths and the things that they've done in those lives. So, in going through Akashic records, um, it comes up a lot. Draconian attachments. So, you say, what the crap is that? What are you talking about, lady? What? It's an alien race. And that's the things you get into when you get into the Akashic records. So we're going to do a little share screen here, just like I do when I teach little kids English so that you can see. So this is just my website where the actual article, because I write an article for these and then I make a video. This is the actual article on my website. So if you don't know what a draconian is, there it is. They're part of the reptilian alien races, but they are a bit different. There's different kinds of reptilian aliens, just like there's all different kinds of humans. So let's not get them mixed up. But what I have found is one, obviously humans don't realize that they have these influences and attachments because all throughout humanity, any kind of bad influence has been, blamed on the devil and demons and, whatever religions put a spin on it. But the problem with religions is, and I'm not bashing anybody's religion, I'm just saying there's missing information. And we can all agree that it is an actual fact that the Bible was written by man, it's not written by God, and it was written by a whole bunch of people, actually women too. But men decided we're going to put this in, we're going to put some of that in. Oh, let's cut this out and cut that and paste it in there. And oh, we don't like that story. That doesn't suit what we want. So we're going to leave that out. So whatever these people's actual histories were have been absolutely butchered over time. So that's why it's not reliable. But what happened was the conflict between light and dark, which is the Draconians, literally hold everything that's bad within them. They are the controlling force of all of it. So the light and dark war began. It's between the Lyra and Draconians. So I have Lyra Vega in my lineage. I also have a lot of Arcturian, Palladian, Saturnian. I was also part of Anunnaki, and I know a lot of my lives, lots and lots. So I have had to deal with this and getting rid of these influences too. So if you are any kind of psychic, you have these attachments. They're all over you. Okay. If you have any kind of trauma that you don't deal with, if you're just an angry person, pissed off about everything, you're an abusive person, whatever, these people don't self reflect. They'll never say they're that kind of person. But the people that can self reflect and say, oh, I don't want to be like that, this is who this is for. This is the people that can shake these entities, these beings, and reshape your life. So, where do they originate? I'm looking at it. Where do they originate from? Well, they kind of cruised all around. They were in a lot of parts of universes and galaxies. And you can read the full long story of this war and what happened to the humans and how everybody migrated and fled and tried to find a place to go. And you can read the whole bit on the blog. It's all there. We won't go into that here. But the gist of it is they saw what the Lyra had which was very abundant in everything. So nature, love, harmony, everybody had enough. There wasn't greed. It was a very utopian society. But the Draconians come rolling up in their ship, and then another ship exits that ship, and they want what the Lyras have. Sound familiar, humans? Humans tend to keep repeating these same patterns, these same influences over and over and over again. So there's important lessons to be learned, and there's certain patterns of human behavior that you need to be hyper focused on within yourself to get rid of this stuff. So it can be like the slightest irritation that you hold on to whatever, you're just an absolute violent, horrible person. Either way, it is not healthy. It is negative, and any negative energy has a negative impact on your body, on your physical health, on your brain, the way you sleep, your stress, all of it. So we want to get rid of all of that. Sharing the screen time again, just like the little kids. Okay, so now you know that's just the gist of how they got there. Here, Lyra is a star system within our galaxy, if you didn't know. This is a Lyran. They are cat people. And both races and all alien races genetically make other beings. So we were done the same, except we were copied with apes, which makes humans even more aggressive, and that's an even bigger problem. We won't get into that because I've already done that in another one. But this is a Lyran, and they do not fight. They're not battlers. And that's not to say that people that don't fight, battle, are weak, or whatever you like to call them on this planet, snowflakes. That's not true. Okay? They were forced to learn to fight because of invaders wanting to take their awesome stuff. Now, picture that in your head for just a sec. Humans have been doing this ever since. I want what you have, I'm going to take it. I want what you have, I'm taking over your country. I want what you have, I'm going to control all of you. Sound familiar? They were also, by the end of this war, realized that humans needed water, and humans were very good at finding water for the Lyrans, because the Lyrans are plants, we need water. It's not a mistake that we ended up on Earth, water. It is also not a mistake that the Draconians have been following us everywhere we go, trying to find that water and trying to block those things from happening. So it's just a constant, just like life now. So you are constantly being influenced by these things. And of course, they want the absolute worst for humanity. They want, and it just turned into, we basically feed off of you and you are our slaves. And they feed off of your energy and they make you slaves by controlling your mind and what you think and constantly filling it with negativity. To what degree that goes to, that depends on the person you are. But that's how they kind of make a wreck of things. And they love it. Absolutely love it. So here we are on Earth now. And by the way, this is another kind of reptilian that is not negative. I have seen these, I've interacted with these. They come with other types of aliens and they are very helpful. So once you get into this, if you really get into it, you'll learn how to recognize different things, just like you learn how to recognize people on Earth and whatever. So there's different levels of these creatures, and they're very big into genetics and making things. You know that. They still do. And there's classes. They separate them into classes based on different things. You know, make not these, but you know, these are the scary guys back here. Those guys. You know, they can rip your family apart, rip your whole entire life apart if you want to let them. So they're basically the darkest forces of all realities. Not just this Earth and our galaxy, there are other places too. They spread out just like the other aliens had to do after they created. So the females of the species, by the way, are called Lizzies. I'm not going to get too much into that because it's just not important for this, but it's here in the article, part of it. And make note, please, not all reptilian aliens are negative and carry negative energy. We're just talking about one specific type that influences people. And to think about how these are separated, and you've got this group here, or you've got something medically wrong over there, I don't know, and you're here. What does that sound like? Humans. We are still mimicking all of this crap that they feed us. Humans have done more harm to this planet than good. And it's just a fact. Humans are the worst thing that happened to Earth. And, you know, admit it in yourself and just let it be. So, just to get into these things a little bit more specifically and what they make you feel like, I had an experience with one of these, and when I say it took me by surprise, that's not an exaggeration. It took me a minute to actually figure out that this thing was physically here in my environment. So I get talked to regularly by the beings, health wise. I'm constantly told to drink a lot more for my kidneys and different things like that. And by the way, kidney problems are part of being with it. But it was kind of the same thing. Like, did you drink your Gatorade today? You gotta get on that. Like, they look after me. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was being mocked. It wasn't with love and caring. Like, you need to get on that Gatorade, girl. Your kidneys could be hurting, and you know, it was mocking. And nothing sends me from zero to in your face is if you insult my intelligence or mock me. And then my mind clicked instantly because I went to anger. And I mean, I went to anger. And I was like, and as an empath, I'm constantly, is that me? Is that them? Is that what is that? It obviously was not me. I had no reason to go from zero to kick your ass in 5 seconds when I'm just sitting here and drinking a Gatorade. So then all of a sudden my mind was like, oh, and then I literally realized that this thing is in my space because after I felt mocked, my psychic self focused in on it because I could already see it, but I just didn't think that it was actually, yeah, I don't know. But then I realized it was, and I was like, oh. And it was for a specific reason to me, for things that I have to do. And that's personal to me. So we don't need to get into that. But I did need to confront it. And I did. And I was up in its face like this and telling it. But what I saw after I focused on it, because nothing can hide from me, I can see right through everything. I saw it for real. And it was trying to hide behind this mask of making itself whatever would be appealing. And then around it was what I I say people describe as like brown noise, like that when people make those videos to relax people. That shit doesn't relax me. It reminds me of something bad, and I've seen it my whole life, and now I know why. I saw it attached to that thing, and this empath, that was hard. I was literally feeling every single thing wrong, bad, horrible about the world, about every single person, every single thing, all at the same time. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. But I have the ability to stay focused and not like freak out and deal with things and then have the freak out after the thing happens. So I kept it together. But afterwards, I was definitely like, and frantically dialing my other cyclic friend that is very aware of these types of things as well. And of course, I don't ever call people. So when her phone was ringing, she's like, "What did you just do? What happened? Why are you calling?" So I had to tell her about this whole thing that happened and why. And, I know the whys, but, that's for me. So I can sit here and tell you personally, these things are horrid. They make you feel horrid. They impact your physical health, your emotional health, your energy, your soul, whatever you want to call it. They attack that too. And they're the ones that want you kept here and stuck here when you die, your energy. Okay? They don't want you to go to your next thing. They don't want you to have that happiness and peaceful feeling. And they also know that time is linear. So when people do pass and they do pass peacefully, they are still with us because time is linear. And they can literally be in this dimension and we can be right here in the third. I can see them, they've moved on and they're perfectly happy that they come and say hi and my peeps or anybody else's that I see in readings. But they don't go anywhere. But that's another problem with the Draconians. They want this, the souls, the energies to stay here because they're still feeding off of that. You can call them an energy vampire, whatever. But what I see in my clients is a lot of health problems, no self-love, no energy, just down on themselves a lot of health problems, and just lifting this stuff off of them would increase their vibrations immensely. So I actually have them do exercises to get this stuff off of them, to find their self-love, to find themselves again. And by the way, that is the only way that you can get rid of anything negative is with love. You cannot be negative and angry too and make it another fight, another battle. It won't win. You won't win. You will lose. They will win because they love that shit. Okay, think of the narcissist. They love it. They love to just push, 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 push until they get you just fired red, crying, or whatever it is. And then as soon as they're done, they're like, okay, I'm done here. Okay, so you can't get mad. You can't be angry. and you can't start to go down what has happened in your life and face these things and then return to anger about them. You need to release them. You need to forgive. And you need to have love. That is the only way to get rid of any of this stuff. So it doesn't even matter if you want to say, lady, I don't know what you're saying, but you're crazy aliens, but we all know they're there now. People, if you just want to stick with the demon story, I don't care. But the point is, we all know that negativity just breeds more negativity. That's the point. So, as always, I'm not here to argue with anybody about what you believe, all of that stuff. I'm just here to help you get rid of the negative stuff. So, stop holding yourself down like this. It makes you feel very heavy. Stop dragging your feet and feeling like you can't get anywhere in life. It does that to you too. Book your session. Find out how to get rid of this stuff. Find out the exercises. Find out how to specifically heal you based on the lineages and the past lives that you have had, because that is a factor in how you feel in this life too. It is how you act in this life too. It is part of your knowledge in this life. Your energy retains all of it. And you don't just have lives on this planet. You have lives throughout many universes and many times and many places. I've only got into a portion of mine, and my Akashic record is thick as, like, I just keep writing the more I find out. So yes, there are young energies that have not been through this recycle process over and over again. I'll get into that in a different lecture of, past lives and reincarnation and whatever you want to call it, and how energies keep coming into bioforms and that and why. So I will get into that into the next video and article that I write. But for now, I'm going to leave all the details in the article. You can read them. I like to make these kind of short, sweet, so that people can listen and get the point. And then if you want more information, all you got to do is reach out. Just message me, chat me, book your session. It can be done on Zoom. I do them all the time. It's called remote viewing. Every psychic I know does it, because if you can't remote view, you can't psychic. So, and those can also be done live if you live local. That's cool. But it is very important that you know these things so that you can improve your life. So all you got to do is go to my website, which I will post all the stuff, and book your session. It's always $40, because I want people to afford the things that they need for their health, especially you can't even buy eggs for less than $18. So let's get on this healing bandwagon and do it together and start to raise the vibrations of the earth. That's how we do it, getting more people with higher vibrations as a collective. So you need to do your part too in raising your vibrations so that you can help the next person. Peace out for now, and I will see everybody soon.